and we have reached the final level, and at this point we should be ready to take our trades and feel good about them and trade at a professional level. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. You guys know I don't like to waste any time. So here we are. Guys, get a good look of what's going on. We've established all this previously. Okay, we have a 4-hour bearish structural resistance right up here. We've got a 4-hour trend line coming down. Our market environment is bearish. We're currently right in this area here. We have coming up on a weekly support, and we have our 4-hour trading plan marked as follows. Price will come down to this weekly support. It will hold. We'll eventually see this trend line coming down here break. It will retest. An ideal setup would be a retest also off of the weekly support, but either way it will retest, and then we will see a continuation to the upside all the way to our next resistance, which on a lower time frame will be this area here, which may even be updated to here at that time, but ultimately we expect it will continue up. Or the weekly level can break, in which case we will see a retest of the weekly level. Ideally, it would bounce also off of our trend line here, and then we would see a continuation down to our monthly ascending trend line, which is our next support. This is our trading plan. We formed this on the 4-hour based on all of the information we gathered from the higher time frames, and now here we are all the way down to the 1-hour time frame, really looking to just kind of see where the entries may happen. So first of all, let's take a look. So the first thing I want you guys to look at on the 1-hour time frame. So this is likely where you will find most entries. Okay, so you will find a lot of entries on the 4-hour time frame. There is no doubt about it. But a lot of your entries you will be taking here on the 1-hour time frame. So I always like to explain that the time frame you do most of your analysis on, you should always drop down at least one more time frame. And I say at least, but really you should just drop down one more time frame to do your entries. It's the best way to do it. So if you're doing a lot of your analysis on the 4-hour, you will find yourself on the 4-hour, but you know I would recommend entries mostly on the 1-hour. Now, if you do a lot of your analysis on the daily, I would recommend a lot of your entries be on the 4-hour. So whichever you are most comfortable with, given whatever pair you're trading and whatever market environment you're looking at. Sometimes the daily gives you a little bit more than the 4-hour, so you know, you just do your analysis on the daily and trade the 4-hour. It really just depends on you. But this is typically how it will look, okay? So hour will be where you get a lot of your entries. So understand that right off the bat. And the second thing about the hour is that I want you to analyze price action. All right, so this is the fundamental principle behind pretty much every successful Forex trader in the world, is an incredible understanding of price action. So what is price telling you? The first thing, guys, the first thing. Somebody just look at this. Just look at this right here. I don't even think that this arrow is apparent enough for the point that I'm trying to make. There we go. One big arrow pointing at this giant engulfing bearish candle right from our 4-hour resistance. Now, we saw this on our 4-hour time frame, but just look on the 1-hour how clear of a rejection and sell signal this was, right? I mean, it's extremely apparent that we are heading down. There's not even really too much resistance we could come back up on. I mean, it's pretty much should pretty much be in a free fall at this point. So our initial trade here is we would like to sell it down here to support. So because we missed our entry already, this was our entry up in this area. You could have sold from any of these areas up here, okay, based on price action at our levels. You could have sold from anywhere in here. Okay, so we missed that entry. So let's look at another potential entry. So I know I told you guys that we can go down to the 15-minute time frame sometimes if we need to find a precise entry. And in this case, that is exactly what we are going to look at. So let's go ahead and go down to this 15-minute time frame and see if we can find potentially a counter trend line here that we can use a break and retest to sell down to our monthly support. So I'm gonna go ahead and click 15 minutes here. Okay, And here it is. So I've got a little bit of structure here I can play with in this area, and a potential counter trend line that would help us get some entries here. So ignore our trading plan from the 4-hour. It's going to look messy because we're on such a low time frame. But just stay with me here and look what's going on. So we know price is heading down to this level. This is a clean, guys, this is a clean 35 pip trade. It's not too much, but understand that it's 35 pips either way, and you're going to turn around and take a much bigger trade right after this. So take the pips, guys. It's free pips. We're in Pipville. Enjoy the pips. So first of all, look at structure here. We've got structurally this level here, which go ahead and do black. And then we've got, let's do a trend line here. We've got this recent swing low here. And look, guys, we're bouncing right off of this. We've already bounced once. We're bouncing again. And this last candle, this last 15-minute candle, closed as a bearish engulfing. Guys, this right here, this candle right now is a sell candle, okay? Understand, this is a sell candle. You sell here. Stop loss has to be above structure here. Take profit is down here, okay? This is a 1.5 to 1 reward to risk trade. It could be a little better. Honestly, you know, you can have your stop loss here, but you could see price retrace all the way up to this level before falling. So there's no point in getting taken out of a trade prematurely. And honestly, once you see bearish price action take over, your stop can immediately come right on up, and then it becomes a much better risk reward right off the bat. So, I mean, this is the trade, guys. It's extremely simple. Again, we're looking at, for 15 minutes / 1 hour, you're pretty much doing the same thing. Let me go ahead and pull up. Let me go back to this 1 hour real quick, because I have my little text box. Here it is. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and bring this over here and then back to my 15 minutes so we can continue to talk about this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and edit this box here. So 1 hour / 15-minute time frame. So you're going to find a lot of your entries. You're analyzing mostly price action. You should have a lot of your levels marked, but you can also use counter trend lines and structure to help you find your entries, guys. So you're looking at price action, counter trend lines, and structure to help you find your entries. Look at this. Look at this counter trend line right here. Okay, what's about to happen? What is about to happen? Let's say you missed this sell trade right here. Okay, when this breaks and retests potentially right back at this level, you guys will have another sell entry. Okay, counter trend line break, retest, continuation down. So there are lots of ways you can enter this sell trade here, knowing that we're heading down, using this zoom in of these lower time frames and really just using your analytical tools all together to find these trades. So this is ultimately all you want to do in lower time frames. I wouldn't try and do too much else in this. Just use it to take your trades based on very simple principles. And guys, this right here concludes the top-down analysis portion of this training. We have gone through every single time frame in detail, explained what we're looking for, how to use it, how to build the picture. I really hope you guys rewatch these videos, really think about what's going on, and practice this on your own. I promise you guys, you will trade at a professional level if you can understand this. You will be amazed at what kind of grip you have over the market. I mean, you will be unstoppable.